Our Poock's post today is the risk to law firm value in the 2020s when senior attorneys do not adopt digital marketing, and two solutions to address that. All right, so here we go. On Poock's post, in terms of the risk to law firm values in the 2020s when senior attorneys are not adopting digital marketing. So let's look first of all at that all important book of business. Today's senior attorneys, that is attorneys that have practiced more than 30 years, they developed their books of business by and large pre-Google, and they did it what we call the hard way. Many in-person networking events and handing out thousands upon thousands of business cards. Non-digital thought leadership, writing articles, speaking at CLEs, event sponsorship, all those dinners that we went to, breakfasts that we went to, and putting in quarter page, half page, full page ads about what our law firm does and why our law firm cares about the event that we attended. And then also non-digital advertising, whether that was in the yellow pages, for those of us that even remember the yellow pages, okay, ads in publications, on radio, on TV, led to the book of business. Well, change happens, okay? And a huge change happened in 2020, right? Pre-2020, we already had Google. Google was already with us, and clients are already searching for their lawyers pre-2020. Well, 2020, as we all know, probably the most popular word in 2020, at least from a digital standpoint, was pivot, okay? We pivoted globally, societally, digitally. And that also has had a huge impact on the legal industry because today's consumers of legal services, that is clients, are searching for their lawyers via Google and other digital means. And as a result, those law firms that are marketing to clients in the multi-channel digital marketing venues of whether it's Google, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, I'm running out of breath, right? By just naming all these different ways that clients are finding out about their lawyers today versus just maintaining a website, as many senior attorneys continue to do. And let's look at the impact that that is having on the books of business, right? That all important book of business for those senior attorneys that aren't adopting multi-channel digital marketing. Well, that book of business is being fed or not being fed by the digital marketing that many younger firms are deploying today. And as a result, the clients and the referral sources that make up that book of business are not getting replenished as much as they did in yesteryear. And as a result, let's look at how the impact of the book of business, which is not as strong as it was pre-2020, what's the impact that that's having on client revenue? What we're consistently seeing is that senior attorneys that maintain their status quo, that is attorneys who are aged today between 55 and 75, and maintain their status quo in terms of how they market for new business, or really how they are not marketing for new business by not adopting multi-channel digital marketing, their revenues are going down, and the unintended consequence of maintaining that status quo is that the value of their law firms is also going down. So here are two solutions to how to address that. Solution number one for senior attorneys who currently are not adopting multi-channel digital marketing and attracting clients digitally, solution number one is consider joining a growing law firm. Right? Growing law firms, by and large, they have adopted multi-channel digital marketing. They look at senior attorney-led firms as offering what they need. That is, senior attorneys and the firms that they lead today have what growing law firms want and need in terms of providing instant client growth, providing a combined workforce, bringing over the senior attorneys at the senior attorney-led firms, which often include presumed internal successors who really don't want to buy a senior attorney's practice and can't afford to either. The cumulative expertise of the senior attorney and their lawyer and non-lawyer staff, and that marketing value. That is the digital value that senior attorneys are not building out for themselves. growing law firms welcome in senior attorneys and say, let's start adding all of your clients to our LinkedIn contact list. Let's start sending out an e-newsletter to your clients versus that once a year holiday card throwaway that many senior attorneys continue to send out. I don't mean throwaway in a bad way, but why not be able to touch your clients digitally multiple times throughout the year to let them know what you're doing and what the lawyers at the firms that senior attorneys join when they join growing law firms. The second option that senior attorneys have, the second solution when you're not adopting digital marketing yet, is to go full-fledged into it. Okay, and if you're going to go full-fledged into digital marketing in today's 3.0 digital era for law firms, it's done really on a 5-pronged approach, right? That is to be investing in Google, right? Whether that is PPC, pay-per-click, whether that is investing in SEO, okay, for search engine optimization of your websites, to increase your social media presence, right? Have a presence on Facebook, LinkedIn, Threads, X, Instagram, to optimize your website and increase the number of Google reviews. Google reviews are huge. I mean, if we think about anytime we're buying something today, you're buying something on Amazon, you're going to a restaurant, you're going to a hotel, you're going to be reading reviews. Well, if you're going to be increasing your digital value, we need to be asking clients to be providing you with reviews because new clients want to know how many reviews that you have. To have an audio and video presence, podcast, videos on YouTube, even perhaps videos on TikTok. And then, of course, there's still the old school way of in-person networking, advertising in print, and those old school methods pre-2020. In reality, when we look back at the revenues, okay, of what senior attorneys are experiencing post-2020, the reality of senior attorneys shifting towards adopting multi-channel digital marketing, in our experience, is pretty low. It's not going to be your niece. It's not going to be your grandchild that is going to get you into the digital marketing world. And if you don't adopt it, what we're often seeing is that your revenues are going down. And maybe you can live with that, right? If your revenues are going down, maybe they're 20% of what they used to be, but you're in your late 50s, 60s, or 70s, you can live with that. But the unintended consequence of living with the status quo is that your book of business is not going to be as strong as it was in yesteryear, and you're going to get less value. By contrast, you join a growing law firm that adopts multi-channel digital marketing, welcomes you in, starts marketing to your clients. And let's just give an example. We have a client that joined a firm a year ago. She had 1,000 clients that she would send a holiday card to every year. She then joined a firm which sent out constant contact messages to all of her clients and started to keep in contact with the clients digitally over the course of the year that our client joined the firm. Now, she was always good at business development, but here's the really great part of this story. She generated more revenue during the year that she joined this growing law firm and worked 90% less. So still working with clients, but enjoying going to the beach, enjoying spending time with her grandchildren, enjoying not having to manage the office. So by showing this client revenues piece, she raised really through the client revenues that came in more money through the clients that retained the firm that she joined and worked a lot less. So as senior attorneys are thinking about how the value of their firms is going to go in the 2020s, if you maintain that status quo, your revenues short-term could go down and the value of your practice could go down. For those senior attorneys that join growing law firms, their revenues while they continue to practice are going to go up. That is our experience. And you're going to get higher value on that all-important book of business. That is the key component to the sale of your law practice.